living on a disk, floating through space, with a tiny sun.
Hey, welcome back, guys. Yes, so that debate was interesting, in the immortal words of Jeranism. But this is the after show. Welcome, guys. Now, Mathieus would like a talk with me one-on-one, and then maybe I could bring a few people in to have some more questions for Mathieus. Mathieus, just quickly, how do you feel that you did in that debate?
I think that I was the only one that brought my own presentation. And my opponent, he still had to use the man-made device to tell him what to do and how to do it, what to think and how to think.
Okay.
I don't know. By the way, I don't really call myself a flat earther. I call myself a true speaker. So.
But you do think the Earth is flat?
Clarify that. I have a strong belief in it. Yeah. I mean,
okay.
Water's always level. I can't make water contour around a rock. I mean, as demonstrated, I didn't even spin the motherfucker.
Okay.
Shit evaporated.
So
without a fucking vacuum.
If water's always level, how come that little bubble in a spirit level is round?
You know what? That came to my attention probably a couple years ago. I still don't know. Because I would think that, I'm guessing that it's probably maybe pressure, or I don't think pressurized the word. Kind of like have a little vacuum inside is what I could only think of, is how that bubble in the carpenter's level is round.
So would you agree that would you agree that liquid will conform to forces that are acting on it?
With a vacuum?
Well, no. Just well, a vacuum would create pressure and make a force happen. So my question is, can outside influences affect the shape of water and what water is doing?
That's not really an outside influence. The bubble level in the level itself, that's an inside influence.
Yeah, but for that bubble, there's a force, there's something else, there's an external influence that is stopping the water being level, right? Otherwise, it would be level.
I would think so. Yeah. Do you know the answer to your own question?
Oh, I know the answer. I mean,
why the bubble is curved and not flat?
Well, a lot of that is to do with surface tension and meniscus strength of fluids, but the main reason why the bubble is doing what it's doing is because there's a force pulling down on a lot of the stuff in there. There's an external force.
There's a force, invisible force. It ain't due because there's just the right amount of liquid in the container that it's in.
But
it's not due to that. It's got to be a magical force that nobody can feel or see or nothing.
My point is that when that bubble moves, what's causing that bubble in the level to move? Okay, let me ask you another question. Are you one of the people that says that?
Got you on that one.
No, because this is relating to that. Are you one of the people that says that level can't be curved?
Level can't be curved.
Yeah, I mean that's
you can bend the motherfucker. You can bend the fucking level and it'll curve.
No, not a spirit level. Level as in general. So can something that's level have a curve to it?
Without any manipulation?
Well,
man-made
whether there's manipulation
without bending it, I don't. You're trying to mind fuck me, and I'm going to ask you questions about your.
Well, can you have a level plane that is curved?
A level plane.
Yeah.
Airplane or a level surface?
A level surface. All right. Can you have a level surface that is curved?
That is curved.
Yeah. Can something be level and curved?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. There's a thing called non-Euclidean geometry, which
Is that math?
Yes, it is math.
Okay, so math ain't reality, bud.
Well, math describes reality. That is its job.
No, it doesn't.
It absolutely does.
Okay, I have 2 apples and you take 5 of my apples. How many apples do I have left? There goes your fucking math. Is reality.
Yeah.
Describes reality.
Okay, so
down the fucking drain.
Go to the bank and tell them that the overdraft doesn't mean anything because negative numbers aren't a thing. If I had 3 apples,
you totally disregarded my
listen.
my apple
Let me. No, if I have 3 apples and you take away 5, I have negative 2 apples. I owe you 2 apples. That's what's happened.
You can't have negative 2 apples.
Yeah, you can, because I owe you 2 apples. Therefore, I have negative 2 apples.
I only wanted 3. I don't want 5.
Well, why did you try and take 5 then?
My bad.
If I've got 3 apples and you want 5,
2 tenths for a 5.
Yeah, but my point is that negative numbers are a thing. It's the case. You're saying like, right. So say I only had £5 in my bank, but I wanted to take out £10. I could do that. And then I'd have negative £5 in my bank account.
Yeah, plus interest.
Yeah, but that kind of proves my point that negative numbers are a thing, and the maths of the situation.
Use the bank and I used apples.
But the maths of the situation reflects the reality. The maths of the situation is I owe the bank £5, and the math backs that up, right?
But I can't take 5 apples away from your 3 apples to begin with. That's what, see, you red herring to a fucking bank statement whenever I'm talking about apples.
Because it is
you know why
about
people
numbers.
Red herring, right?
No, that's not a red herring. It is showing you that your example is
for
that one particular thing. No, you cannot take 5 apples from me when I only have 3. You can take 3 apples and then I can owe you 2. That is the reality of the situation. And the maths accurately reflects that situation.
But you're still left with negative 2 apples. Yeah. And that's what you can't grasp.
Yeah, and I have negative
you're
2 apples.
You're still left with negative 2 apples, which is not reality. You can't have negative 2 apples. Are they fucking invisible apples?
I can owe you 2 apples, so as soon as I get those apples, I have to give them to you. And that is the reality.
That's not the fucking point, dude. You're failing to grasp the reality that's presented to you right now. Yeah. Again. I don't see any need for this shit to go on any further if you just fucking regurgitate.
All right, okay, so I have... All right,
fucking reality.
All right, there was another thing that you said to me in the chats, which I really wanted to question you about. And that is, you said that you can't see acceleration. Can you explain what you mean by that?
Now, isn't acceleration a speed that keeps increasing, an increasing speed?
Well,
yes?
It's a change in speed over time.
Okay, yeah, and you can see that with your own eyes? Somebody claimed last night? Was that you that claimed that?
No, I wasn't in the thing last night.
So you can see...
Yeah, of course, right. I can show you acceleration right now that we can all see.
No, you're showing me something false. We can't actually see the acceleration.
Well, yes, you can,
because speed, but we don't see.
Right now, it's not moving, right? And then it starts to move. Therefore, it's accelerated.
Yeah, as it's moving down over a long period of time, you cannot see that acceleration with your eye. Hence why you had to have Hence why the dude had to have a fucking radar gun, another man-made device, to tell him how to think. To fucking prove his little fucking whimsical claim. Next,
so did you ever do the gravity ticker experiment at school?
I did a fucking egg experiment that shit all over gravity.
No, we can get to the
you
egg experiment.
You got to grasp the reality of that too.
So
you can also drop a fucking helium balloon.
If you drop if you have. Right, the experiment I did at school was you had a long bit of paper, and on one side of that paper you attached a weight, and then you had something that was going up and down, making a dot on the paper at a regular interval, right?
What?
Now, as you dropped that rock and it pulled the paper underneath the thing that was making the dot, what you would see is that the dots got further and further apart, showing that more distance has been traveled in the same amount of time for each dot, meaning that you could see the acceleration happening. You can see acceleration.
Once again, you had to use another man-made device to see the acceleration. The claim last night, was it you that claimed it, that you could see it with your own eyes, the acceleration?
Yes, because we can watch something go from not moving to moving, and that's it accelerating.
Yeah, but you can't see the acceleration once it's already been moved.
Right, so so if something's going 1 mile an hour and it goes up to 10 miles an hour, you don't think I'd notice
How do you know
that change in speed? So if my wife was out in my car right now and she was going 1 mile an hour and then she accelerated up to 10 miles an hour, are you telling me that with my eyes, I couldn't notice her increase that speed?
We're talking about shit that's falling, not rolling, bud. Stay on topic.
No, we're talking about acceleration.
Stop trying to mind fuck me. I will
We're talking about acceleration.
See, that's the thing. Yeah, acceleration of fucking your little fairy tale of fucking gravity.
Gravity isn't a fairy tale. Gravity is what we call the acceleration.
I will mind fuck the fuck out of you for fucking trying to mind fuck me.
No, I haven't tried
questions and make you look fucking retarded.
You haven't answered the question. Your claim is that you cannot see acceleration with the naked eye. So yes or no, right? This is
with objects falling through the medium of air. No, okay. You cannot.
Yes,
you have to have a man-made device like the radar or your little fucking pencil drop.
Because it accelerates at 9.8 meters per second squared, which means that the speed it's falling will increase exponentially. And yes, you can notice that happening.
And not once did you ever consider that could be momentum of the density of the object.
No, because that sentence didn't make any sense at all. Right, so
momentum doesn't make any sense.
No, because
is that what you just fucking claimed?
What you just said, those words together, they were words, and they meant things, but when you put them together, they weren't a sentence. Right, so let's talk about.
So an object with density does not build momentum. Well,
let's talk about.
There's nothing to talk about. It's a fucking fairy tale.
Let's talk about.
It's a fairy tale.
Okay, let's talk about it. Okay, so can you tell
me? Talk about your little fairy tale that you blindly accepted since childhood. Yeah,
I haven't blindly accepted. I have tested gravity.
Because I love shitting all over this fucking fairy tale.
So, can you tell me why something accelerates towards the ground at 9.8 meters per second squared?
I would have to say the momentum of the object.
And how was that momentum created?
Momentum.
Yeah, you can't just say momentum. Define momentum.
It would probably be kind of an acceleration of the density. It depends on the density of the object. I don't know.
So you said acceleration. Define acceleration.
That's to me, I believe some words are used to be put there to mask other words, just like gravity is, relative density is also known as specific gravity. You know, they use specific gravity because to induce that little fairy tale gravity coma for everybody that they've been indoctrinated with all their fucking life, to think that gravity's still a part of an object sinking and floating through the fucking medium of a medium.
All right. Let's simple question for you. Why do things go down?
Trying to find equilibrium.
Please
explain. Just like how things go up. They're seeking equilibrium.
Why down?
Hold up your pencil. What about, before you do that, where's the pencil at right now? On a desk?
I'm holding it.
Okay. Okay. By picking up the pencil from whenever it was stationary on an object, right? You just threw that pencil out of equilibrium. And so now let go. Whenever you let go, it's gonna seek that same equilibrium.
But why down?
If you had a less dense Yeah, it was seeking equilibrium.
Yep. No.
Since you just threw it out of
you missed my point. Why down and not up?
No, you missed my point. Equilibrium. It's seeking equilibrium.
That doesn't answer my question.
Once you picked up the pencil, you took the pencil out of an equilibrium state.
All right.
Therefore, whenever you drop it, it's going to seek that same equilibrium.
Just saying.
Yes, it fucking does.
Just saying.
You're just too fucking dumb to fucking see it.
Just saying equilibrium doesn't answer the question of why down and not up. Right, let me break this down for you. You are saying...
Okay, because...
wait, I'm talking. Okay. Let me put this to you.
Because the pencil is more dense than the air surrounding it.
Right, brilliant. The pencil is more dense than the air surrounding it. So what gives it its directional influence? The pencil is more dense than the air here, right? So that's true. But see the air here, that's even less dense than the air here. So why is it going down?
Prove it. Prove it.
There's a pressure gradient.
Prove it.
Easy. Go up a hill.
Prove it.
Prove what? That when you go up a hill, there's a pressure gradient.
The pencil is still more dense than the pressure, your little so-called pressure gradient above and below that dense pencil. Pencil.
Yeah, but you're saying it goes
still
through.
Trying to seek equilibrium.
Wait. You're saying stop. You're saying it goes through the less dense medium.
You didn't grasp it the first fucking time.
I wasn't there last night.
You won't grasp it the second fucking time.
I wasn't there last night, so stop saying about last night. No, I wasn't there last night.
You just said that you made the claim that you could see.
You made that claim.
I asked you a while ago. Are you the one that said that? And you said yes.
No, I wasn't there last night. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And this is what I spoke to you about earlier.
You fucking lied.
No, I didn't lie. I've been trying to tell you all along I wasn't there last night.
Then you're not even listening to what I'm having to say. This is probably another waste of my fucking time.
Right, so the pencil goes... right, listen.
Yeah, you just made me look like a fucktard. So,
I wasn't there last night, so stop going on about last night. The pencil
then don't claim that you fucking was then. I literally
didn't say
asked
that I was there.
Are you the one that made the claim? I literally asked you just fucking 10 minutes ago. Are you the one that claimed last night
because that
you can see with your own eyes? You won't even let me fucking talk because you know.
Yeah, I've been trying to talk to you for about 5 minutes. Right, so you say the pencil goes through the medium that is less dense. Is that correct?
Fuck your little fucking troll shit.
Is that correct? Mathieus?
Is what correct?
You're saying the pencil goes through...
You're smiling like a little bitch because you think you're on to something. What's your fucking question? I'll fucking shit all over it.
All right, you're saying the pencil goes through...
Make you look like a fucking idiot again.
You're saying the pencil goes through the less dense medium, right? So you say the pencil falls, accelerates because the air below it is less dense, right?
It doesn't accelerate at all.
It does accelerate. It goes from not moving to moving.
No, it's not. It's building fucking momentum. It's building fucking momentum, you stupid fuck. Learn to fucking hear what I fucking say. Why ask a fucking question if you ain't even going to pay attention to the fucking answer?
Acceleration is changing speed over time. So when something goes from not moving to moving, it has accelerated.
So what the fuck is momentum?
What do you think momentum is?
What the fuck's momentum then?
You define momentum for me.
I asked you, motherfucker. Fuck you. I asked you a question, and then you asked, what do you think it is? Yeah, you fucking little faggot motherfucker.
I mean, are you going to...
This is the guy that hates science.
Hey, Schrodinger, wait. This is between me and him right now. So, are you going to tell me what momentum is, or... Mathieus? Are you there? Oh no, he's ran away. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to see if it come back in. Are you Mathieus? Oh, come back and answer my questions. He couldn't answer a single question at all, could he? Schrodinger, sorry, you are there, aren't you?
Yeah, and I was restraining myself as best I could.
Oh my god. Right. Can you, if I give you a couple of vMix links, could you give them out to people?
Oh yeah, I know that Jared wanted one.
Yeah. I was hoping that he would stay here longer, but
I'm surprised he stayed as long as he did.
all right, I'm sending you a link for Jared on Discord.
All right.
All right, that's for Jared. What's Mathieus saying? Drink some more, dull them wits. It's easy to make blind people turn and not like a fool that way. No thanks. You ask questions and don't even pay attention to the answer. Come back. I haven't got a single answer from you yet. I said I'd give Brainy Beaver a link. So let me get one for him. So what was that? A 15-minute rage quit?
Yeah, you made him rage quit a lot quicker than I did. And I was almost trying.
Oh, I'm trying to get him to come back, but I don't know if he wants to.
All right, I think Jared, has the link.
Oh yeah, and one for Sean as well. Okay, I'll send Sean one.
I may be fucking this up. Good at this.
Sean, if you're there, check Hangouts. Yeah, I don't think Mathieus wants to come back, so that was fun. I didn't even get to ask him all the questions that I wanted to ask him.
Oh, there we go. Okay, I got it to Jared.
All right, I best take Sean off of mute.
You're a brave soul, sir. You have brought me in to the after show. You are a very brave soul. I'll give you that.
I didn't do anything wrong this time. I tried to be good.
Oh, no. I'm going to stop you right there.
What did I do? What did I do?
Oh, he's gonna rip us all a new asshole.
Oh, well, hang on.
Get Troglodyte,
We are
please.
about to be raped.
Where's Troglodyte?
Troglodyte
We need
needs a
all
link.
three of you in here.
Troglodyte.
Y'all three getting the wrath.
Troglodyte. I'll send. You can come back in on the same link that you had.
No,
Troglodyte,
he has the link.
Yeah.
Let me just send it again just to make sure.
Yeah. I'm not sure if others can see me yet, but yes, I'm not a happy man.
I'm getting you on the screen, Sean. Hold on.
I
Oh,
know
yes, I'm on
you're
camera.
angry.
Oh, you have no idea, Mr. Kitty Cat.
I don't know what I've done. I was biting my tongue so hard. You've no idea.
Oh yeah, I do. I've been there many times. I know exactly how much you're biting your tongue.
And that's where the alcohol comes in, and that's what he doesn't get.
So once Troglodyte comes in, because he has some speaking to be done. Because here comes tough love.
If you're there in the chat,
I've actually been talking to him a little bit on Discord, so he's got at least a good idea of what's coming.
well, tell him
But
to
I
come
don't
back in
think
on
he
the link that
understands
he
just-
had.
I don't think he understands exactly how pissed off I am. Because this actually started out decently until the opening statements. It went to shit from there because of one thing. Cat. Yes.
Yep.
What did I do?
I am. You did
Faux
the
pas.
textbook
Major
poisoning
faux
the
pas.
well fallacy that triggered Mr. Flat Earther for the remainder of the show. You opened up your opening statement with, "Let me show you the kind of person we're dealing with." That is giving the audience a prejudgment of what they're going to be dealing with. they're going to be basing their entire remainder of the show on what you said. Let me show you the type of person we're dealing with. That is a direct poisoning the well fallacy. You started the whole debate with a fallacy. And even the flat earther called you out on it, and Troglodyte defended you on it. I'm triggered because of this. At that point, there was no chance at a decent debate. It was automatically a dumpster fire from that point on. I know Craig was all kinds of happy to see that because he was smiling like a motherfucker.
Oh, this is
yeah,
more
I'm
about me
just
biting
talking you
my
on that
tongue.
one too, sir. Yeah, you were showing all kinds of glee the moment it hit dumpster fire status. You even made a little animation of a fire. That actually gives me the impression you don't care about the argument at all. You just want the dumpster fire for the attention.
Well, no,
that's
but
the impression it gives to me.
if the dumpster fire's there, I'm going to point it out.
But the sheer
if it's
joy
there,
you took in it. Yeah,
if
you,
it's
you
there,
were just like,
you
oh, another
don't
debate, another debate.
expound
Oh,
on
good
it.
God, it's a dumpster fire! Yay! That's the attitude you portrayed, and it does give a very bad image on you. So,
But it was
here's
going to
tough
be a
love.
dumpster fire. It
Oh,
was
most
going to be a
likely.
dumpster fire.
Most likely, but you actively triggered it. I don't care when flat earthers go nuts and started up the dumpster fire because they go absolutely off the wall. You are the one that triggered this one. And Troglodyte should have stopped you the moment he heard the words, "Let me show you the type of person." He should not have let you finish that sentence. So that was a failure on his part as a moderator for allowing you to not only do the fallacy, but to actually allow it to happen for 3 minutes and then defend it when called out on it. That is where this whole debate went to shit. Because you had the Flerfs triggered, and he was never going to give you any time of day after that point. And it became nothing but a shouting match the entire time. I was absolutely going nuts. And Craig,
right.
I know you've been watching the chat, and it pains me to say that you didn't catch something early on. Because, he says he wanted to see demonstrations, videos that you guys have done yourself. And when you offered him to have him come into the after show, he knew that people like me was going to show up that have done demonstrations by myself that prove that the Earth is a globe. And his response was, "Oh, you want me to watch videos? I don't accept those." He was fine to accept them for the debate, but he won't accept them as evidence. You didn't call him out on that.
But
Neither
all
did
he
you,
came
Trump.
with was videos.
Exactly.
I couldn't call anyone out though. I wasn't the moderator. I was.
But he was directly responding to you about the after show.
Right. Okay.
And when he said that he wouldn't accept videos as evidence, you should have said, "But you brought your own videos, and we're supposed to accept those." And you wanted Cat to bring videos of his own, and you were willing to accept those. Why don't you accept them anymore?
Yeah, I think I was just trying to
The
not
thing
get involved in
is-
the conversation.
Yeah, the thing is, I knew what he was all about, and that's why I had a 9-volt battery and a voltmeter. And I showed
Right.
that a 9-volt battery reads 9 volts on the meter, and it lights up a battery. So I knew that all he had was videos, and I did a live demonstration. That was my tactic because I knew that's what he was about.
And now I know I've given you this criticism before, Kat, when you bring things up like that. It's then the follow-on to explain how that demonstration is relevant to your point was lacking again.
Yeah, it's the whole connected
Well,
house things.
No, because all he wanted was a live demonstration. So
But you still have to connect the dots to make it relevant. Otherwise, you're just doing a puppet show.
Yeah,
he
for a
poured
better live
water
demonstration.
on lava rocks.
Well, just
And
hear
again,
me out,
you
Kat.
have to do better.
Hear me out, Cass,
He did
because a
pour
better
lava
demonstration
on
would have been a better demonstration would have been. I actually have a laser rangefinder. It only works up to 30 meters, but it still works. And you could have just literally shot at the wall behind you and then taken a tape measure and says, "Look, it works. It measures accurately." But the battery thing, while it's a demonstration of the concept, it doesn't actually tie in with what he was talking about with the radar.
And I would have done more against a better opponent. I knew who I was up against.
Yeah, but when you go in with the attitude that you're looking at the bottom of the barrel, or possibly even under the barrel at this point, you bring your D game. And you kind of did with the whole battery thing, because it was totally unrelated to radar. And that's what he was talking about.
Was I wrong?
Why do you believe radar? Technically, no. But for somebody who's a moron, they can't connect those dots unless you connect them for them. And you never did. You said, look, it works. There, I'm done. And that was the end of your argument.
Hey, you see that the fire animation I put up? It was actually a flat earther that told me.
Yes, I did.
It was actually a flat
Who
earther
did?
that told me to do that. It was Hip Hop Hippie.
Oh, God. But yeah, I mean, I'll just like to point this out again, because people say that, you know, globe earthers never jump on other globe earthers. What have I been doing since I came in here?
You jump, yeah, Sean. I know for a fact that if I get you on, that you're going to tell somebody off.
Well, my big trigger moment was, of course, the beginning fallacy allowance. And then I understand what you're trying to do with the spelling thing, but like I say to flat earthers, you really should have researched that, because if you looked at the I in pill, it is not the same letter as the E's that you're trying to point out that you thought weren't misspelled. They are actually very distinct. They look stupid. You know, the E's do look stupid in that font. But they are not the same as the I. So in your effort to try to make him look stupid for misspelling, it actually backfired on you, Cat, because you didn't look at all of the letters involved.
I will take absolute credit for that, because Craig told me to not bring that up.
This is
Even
why
though he pointed it out.
This is why you attack the argument and not the people, because if you do screw up, it's you that looks like the ass.
Yeah, but it's like, it's almost like I had a ping pong game with a blind person, and he won
again.
Like
he won because you were just you. It was a tortoise in the hare. He was the turtle. You were the rabbit. You took a nap. He beat you because of that.
Well, no, he did not win that debate. Let's be honest.
It's not a clear-cut decision.
There was no debate because of the fact that you got him triggered right off the bat.
And you're absolutely right, Sean. That was completely my fault for letting that slide. You're right. I defended it. I realized what I had done as soon as it came out of my mouth, but it was too late. You know.
Yeah, I will never classify that show as a debate, because once that fallacy was allowed to happen and he caught it, it was over. It was no more. It was no longer a debate. It was a shouting match. And as far as the shouting match went, yeah, he won, because that's all he did.
Well, I didn't shout. Well, I
Exactly.
think I did at one point. I got a little bit mad.
You were kicking back and enjoying the dumpster fire. I mean, I understand that. But as far as the shouting match competition went, yeah, he absolutely kicked your ass. As far as factual knowledge, not so much. But just for the sheer amount of butthurt shouting that he had going on, yes, he totally dominated that.
Oh yeah, no, and that's what that was a little bit of my goal, was to get him mad, and because that's
you definitely succeeded, and it actually
sort of the goal.
To say that.
Well, that was kind of the goal, wasn't it? Like to
no,
just get him.
That wasn't my understanding when you asked me to mod this.
Never the goal. It's never the goal in a debate to piss the other person off so they just look like an idiot. He does that on his own just with his claims. You trying to trigger that to make him look more like an idiot actually reflects back on you, saying that you can't debate somebody unless you piss them off. I know you can debate. I've seen you do it.
So my read of it is, if that was one thing you wanted to achieve, Kat, the more effective way and the better way to have done that, instead of poking the bear in the manner that you did, present things properly and bring your fucking A game. Bring your A game and piss him off with reality that he's denying. That way, one, you win in the proper structure, and it just needles him that much more that he shows his true colors in the way where, again, you are bringing your A game. You are bringing the actual evidence that there is to go off of that cannot rationally be refuted.
Yeah, because let me just say this.
He's
he wouldn't have been
relying.
Go ahead.
He's denying everything.
Yes, and
Well,
by you showing the actual evidence lets the audience and everyone else see how much of denial he is operating from without sacrificing your own position.
Well,
Plus,
how is
had he not been so
showing?
had he not been so triggered through the whole thing, he might have actually stayed until I came on and actually gave him direct evidence that I have personally taken that actually addresses his direct arguments. But because he was so triggered, he was looking for reasons to get out the entire freaking time. I mean, you knew beforehand that he was looking for reasons to rage quit. You knew since yesterday he was looking for reasons to rage quit. You provided him those reasons.
He said Sylvester Cat looked like a continent.
He did.
Granted,
and again,
it's stupid as hell.
Yeah, let him make the claim, let the audience laugh at him, but stay on your game, stay on your point of defending your position.
Okay, I've just got a couple of super chats I want to address quickly. Earth is seriously flat, $2. Love is bombarding children's website with flat Earth. Thank you. I don't think I heard that though. You might need to do some more. Oh, there's another one. Earth is seriously flat, $2. Nathan Oakley, best globe zombie slayer. And then $1 from MS to Jessa. Thank you very much. And then Earth is seriously flat.
Have
$2.
you guys ever heard that dude? Have y'all ever heard that dude on Jose's show?
Oh, what, Earth is seriously
The
flat?
Earth is seriously flat guy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I spoke to him on Reg's channel once for a little bit. Rejected
he
globe
says
diarrhea.
that. He says that the sun is caused by Mother Earth vibrating and singing, and that's what causes the sun to shine.
Sorry, say that again.
He thinks that stars are basically vibrators, and I asked him if adult bookstores are full of suns.
Well, and they're all over the floor, but yeah, and daughters.
yeah.
The sons and daughters that may have been.
Yeah,
Don't know what
adult
kind of stores
bookstores
you
are
go
full of
into.
stars. Yeah, and he has this really creepy voice.
All right, so the flat earther is definitely not coming back as he has now blocked me.
No, of course.
Jesus.
But if there's any other flat earthers out there, I know the Earth is seriously flat is there. There's some people here that think the Earth isn't flat and would like to tell you why you're wrong.
Oh, it'd be great if you would show up, because y'all could hear his voice.
No, before even getting to that, I am still curious as to why they have come to the conclusion that they have, and to provide something that can only be explained by a flat Earth position.
Well, what I found funny through the whole thing was, he's talking about how he's researched the flat Earth for 7 years. Well, here's the problem with his claim. Oh, I'm definitely calling bull on that, because there was only one site that actually proposed the flat Earth that had a whopping 27 people that were members at the time, 7 years ago. And that was the Flat Earth Society. Eric Dubay and Mark Sargent didn't come around until 2015. That's 4 years. Where's his other 3 coming from? And yet, all of his claims are literally parrots but all of his claims are parrots of Anthony Riley, Nathan Oakley, and Quantum Eraser. And Haunted House.
Oh, he was Yeah, he's a big Anthony adoptee, as far as I could tell.
But 7 years,
Yeah,
I'm calling bullshit on that.
Yeah, I don't think he's researched anything for 7 years.
Definitely
it's flat
agreed.
feet.
And,
But you could tell. You,
and
You could-
something that I just remembered, just a clarification to the Earth is seriously flat. If Nathan Oakley is such a great globe slayer and debater, why did he literally run away from the only time he tried to do that outside of his own channel?
Oh yeah, he ran.
I was there.
That was on Steve's channel, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was one of the very first Flat Earth debates I ever watched on YouTube.
Yep, it was me, Red, I think Jesse was there, and Rumpus was there.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And it was Nathan, Anthony, Chris Monksile.
Del was there?
Del was there? Oh, Del was
was it
after
Del?
that. Del was after.
Yeah,
Del was after
yeah.
the
Del
race.
came in after. Yeah. But even Del.
well,
ran away.
I know this guy. I know this guy is an Eric Dubé fan, just based on the YouTube comment.
Yeah, what the fuck's up with that shit?
That's another thing. That really wasn't a relevant point. And again, going after him instead of his arguments. Just saying.
I
understand. I understand the
it
basis
needed
behind
to
it.
be said.
Most flat earthers are anti-Semite. We already know that. It was a pointless venture.
I kind of
Well,
know what
no,
you're saying,
it-
Sean, with
it-
that, because the thing is with flat earthers is that they do believe in most of the other conspiracies, and unfortunately that does include things like Holocaust denying and World Trade Center, all the stuff that we wouldn't talk about because we're decent, respectable people. We kind of have to deal with that coming from these people, because if they believe the Earth is flat, then they have to believe every other conspiracy theory.
And
I
would
do
not
agree with him on one. I do agree with the Flerfs on one thing, because I really would like to see in the comments before that, just to see if it was justified or not. Which I highly doubt it was justified. I really do, because
I always do the
wouldn't
same.
have said that.
Yeah. £5 from.
If I was,
Sorry.
if I were not.
Sorry, quickly.
Damn,
£5
Craig.
from Casual Spaceman. Sean got triggered when Schrodinger brought out the globe image, not before. He would have been triggered at some point, regardless of what was said.
If I were not
I was triggered before the globe
ethically,
came out. I was triggered as soon
If
as the
I were
fallacy
not-
came out.
Sorry, go on.
if I were not partly ethnically Jewish, I would not have brought that up.
Save it for the
But I
closing
am.
statements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah, during the opening and during your presentation, keep it to the topic at hand. And again, do not take any of them lightly, because here's the reality of it. You are not presenting it for them. You are presenting it for the audience as a counter to their idiocy.
Yep.
That's the way you got to look at all actual structured debates, is while in a roundabout way you are competing against them, but the actual target of your presentation would be to the judges / audience of, here's how it actually is. Here's how it actually is done. And if they rage and further help your side by being the type of asshat that this guy was, then great. But you don't go into it with the intent of specifically triggering that, because then you lose sight of the actual target.
Yeah, never lower the bar
I-
to the point where you try to match them, because they'll beat you with stupidity if you allow it.
I agree and disagree at the same time. I understand what you guys are saying, and that is entirely valid. But okay.
Well, and that's where, notice how I'm not saying to not point out that other stuff. It's just put it in the proper framing of it. Put it in the proper timing of it, where when you're having the back and forth, since he's already shown he's crazy and can't refute what you have to say, if you want to further attack the claims he has made, like the spelling and his opinion of the platform he so willingly uses but wants to criticize, do it then, not as part of your presentation.
Here's an idea, Kat. As much as you wanted to use that whole 3-minute clip of his video with the maps, that should have actually, if you really wanted to use it that bad, that should have been at your closing statement. That way people have already formed their opinion about him, and that really wouldn't affect it. But when you open with that, you're setting a prerequisite. This guy must be stupid because he thinks this. That way, in other words, all of his arguments were invalid because of this 3-minute segment about his personality, which is what your statement was. Let me show you the type of person we're dealing with. That should have been at the end if you really wanted to use it that bad.
Mic check.
Yes, we can hear you, Brainy.
Yay. Brainy frog. They don't have a beaver.
Yep.
I wish they had a beaver.
So Ugly German Truth asked, what is the Vicky treatment? The Vicky treatment is something that Red and I started on his channel for Flat Earth Victoria, where the person was making such claims in the live chat that they were given an option. Give an email so you can join the panel. Otherwise, you are going to be in perpetual timeout until you provide said email. That is the Vicky treatment. When someone is invited to the panel to put their views up for scrutiny, but avoid it and would rather stay in the live chat, the owner of the channel has the option to invoke said treatment. That way, it's either you actually step into the ring or knock it off. Choice is yours, and it's the owner of the channel who gives the go-ahead to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. I have officially ended my rant. I've officially ended my rant, so we can move on to the things now.
So, does anyone remember when I used a nail clipper on top of a globe to try and prove a point with 33 UC?
Vaguely.
And I called it the USS Nail Clipper. Well, Dapper Dino has just sent me this.
It's got a laser beam on its head.
Thank you. Thank you, Dapper Dino. That's fucking hilarious.
A little bit of criticism, though. It would look better with the engines from the Orville instead of a TOS-ish era version. Just my critique of it.
And Sean, there's a super chat directed towards you. €5 from MS Digessa. I love that this community is critical even towards itself. That's what being a skeptic is about. Sean just earned a subscription from me.
Well, thank you. I mean, I just call it like I see it. I'm not afraid to call out bullshit no matter where it comes from.
Yeah. And
I already knew I was going to get my ass handed to me, but even if I had crushed it, Sean would still. I have given great praise to people that debated. I call it how I see it. If it's a great debate, I'll make sure to acknowledge it. If it's fucked up, I'm going to call it out.
My wife calls me on my shit every day.
Yeah, mine too.
I already knew 10 minutes in.
A little praise. I mean,
talking to.
Shit, did I do anything right? Like, damn it, Sean.
He showed up.
You greeted and began your intro of who you were and your response to the moderator and host. That was right.
It fell apart at your opening statement.
I mean, and you had all the facts and you were right with everything you said.
But so Guy Singer 2, oh my god, nerds, is like, do I have to remind you I actually host a regular Star Trek and sci-fi show on my channel that is actually taking place next Saturday?
All right, so
do I have to go downstairs and get my lightsaber?
Hang on. I got something better.
So I need to get Jared's opinion on Picard.
Why do people think that being a nerd is not a good thing?
Being a nerd's awesome. Being a nerd gives you the right to just geek out when you want.
I'm not a geek. I'm a nerd. There's a difference.
Oxygen. And my geek out moment is Oxygen not included. That game is amazing.
Is that a Type 2 phaser, Jared?
No. It's the 11th Doctor's sonic screwdriver.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
love it.
He had to go get out of his wife's drawer.
Am I being ejected from being a nerd? Am I known?
I can hear the women running away though. That's like you can actually hear them running.
But so, what was the question about Picard? Trying to get my opinion of the new series after the next trailer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I am still cautiously optimistic. While I understand why they're bringing back certain characters to try to appease the older generation of fans, I hope they don't screw up the writing and continuity of the series itself in an attempt to cater to the new generation.
Are you not excited to see Seven and Picard together, though?
Well, my question is...
Wait. 7 of 9?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God!
Yes.
Really? Jerry Ryan's coming back?
7 of 9. 7 of 9 makes an appearance. A version of Data makes an appearance.
I was the right age
That's not
for
Data.
7 of 9.
That
you
can't
know,
be Data.
that was 7 of 9 was my teenage years. You know.
So this is why I say a version, because when you look at what happened at the end of Nemesis and during that movie, there is the potential for a reemergence of the actual full personality and history and knowledge that was Data to be reincarnated in the frame that is B4.
How?
No,
Wasn't he destroyed when he blew up that Romulan?
No, Data sacrificed himself. B4 was still on the Enterprise, and a number of scenes before the battle even began, Data tried to imprint his own neural net onto B4.
Yes, you're right.
Here's my issue with that.
But then he was acting very un-Data-like at the end. Sorry, go.
Brent Spiner demanded Data be blown up on that ship because he was tired of the role because he was getting too old to be portraying a non-aging android.
Yeah.
So why the fuck is he coming back as Data?
But they have also retconned in a way for Data's frame to mimic the signs of aging.
Oh, of course.
And a paycheck, and a paycheck is nice.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like paychecks.
I'm calling Brett Spiner out for being a sellout. I'm sorry.
I mean, I just want to see Riker step over the back of the chair again, really.
As much as I love Brent Spiner through the whole TNG series, for him to say that he wants Data to die so he can get out of the role because he can't age, only to come back and say, "Oh, you're going to pay me? Okay, I'm in." No. That's going against his values that he demanded that he die. It wasn't a writer
Insert
thing.
money phone gif here.
He was written to live in that. He demanded they kill the Data character.
Yeah, but money. Sorry.
I think what it was, he thought he was going to have a career afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
True.
I mean, he did play the guy in Independence Day, right?
Yeah,
he was in Independence Day, and prior to that, prior to his time on Star Trek, he was in Night Court as a recurring character.
He's been in a few things.
Man, I love.
Hey, you guys see Orville? You guys see Orville move to Hulu?
I've had Hulu for a while, so
I don't.
Yeah, but I don't, and I don't want to pay for another. You can't get Hulu in Canada either, so I don't know where they're going to put it.
Oh,
VPN.
don't live in Canada.
Well, I don't feel like paying for a VPN and Hulu.
Did you just say "don't live in Canada" as a way to deal with that?
I do.
Yeah, it is a very valid option.
Hey guys, I'd love to
Stop
be on
living in
Witches
North
longer,
America.
but I'm nursing a sick wife, so I'm going to have to split. Is there anything anybody wants to tell me before I go?
No, you've already heard my shit.
Other than
Thank you for coming on.
Good.
Always fun, logical.
Seriously, Sean, that was like it. I mean, I kind of really expected you to take my club away from me and whack me with it a few times.
Oh no, that was literally the root of the problem. You fix the root, then everything else can happen naturally afterwards. He was belligerent the entire thing afterwards, where you couldn't control him after that point.
I mean, I think he was going to be like that anyway. To be fair,
eventually he would have. But from the get-go,
as far as I've seen the wrath of Sean, that's pretty mild. And I'll admit where I screwed up. Sure, got some learning and growing to do. I'm sorry, I couldn't catch that.
I said that's because you didn't fuck up as bad as Craig did.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely willing to be your Padawan, so
trying to keep my mouth shut. Honestly,
I'm talking about when you moderated, Craig. I jumped all over you for like an hour.
I'm never moderating again, Sean.
Good.
I'm going to debate.
As long as Sean thinks there's hope for me to learn and grow and get better, we're all good. But I'll turn in my mud slip if I need to.
No, like I said, you allowed the fallacy to go through. You should have recognized it for what it was, and you didn't. You fixed that problem. You might be a good moderator. I don't know. I can't judge you on the rest of the debate because the rest of the debate was screwed from that point on. So try again. Hopefully we'll have a better start, and we can actually see how you moderate. Okay. Then I'll give you a more thorough judgment on how you mod.
A more complete critique.
All right, I'll have to catch you guys another time. I got to go take care of babes. It's been fun, Craig. Schrodinger, everybody, thanks for having me on. All right, bye.
See you later. To be honest, I think we're probably going to shut this down quite soon anyway, because it is 20 to 5 in the morning for me.
Oh, I didn't want to eat up all the time, bitching.
Oh no, I did want to talk a little bit about his demonstrations.
Well, sure, if I can touch on one.
I was laughing my ass off while I was extracting honey in the garage, and he was showing his demonstration of water evaporating on a rock.
You know what? If he's out there watching, Matthew, thank you for demonstrating the water cycle.
Yeah.
This was the most amazing thing I'd ever seen. I immediately sent Fight a message on Discord. I'm like, what's his YouTube channel link? Because I really want to study his work.
My God,
because this is amazing.
Like,
no, you really don't.
Like, he's just. Why is he doing that? Why is he pouring water on a fucking stone?
But look, it gets dry.
Honestly, it blew my fucking mind.
Oh, and Heat Shield. Yes, Heat Shield found one of the clips of the role that made Brett Spiner famous as a character actor.
Oh my God!
Amazing footage.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you.
Look at it, got all moistury in there.
I'm convinced now. Earth's
moistury. Moistury, yeah, that's my new word. I made it just now. Hashtag. Wait, you know what? TM. Sorry, that's the one. I want both. Actually.
Oh, you're trademarking it now.
That's right.
Can I just
TM moistury?
Look at this.
In fact, that's gonna be on a T-shirt now.
Look at this slick ash transition. Look at that. Oh, isn't that beautiful?
At least it went away.
I'm gonna have a T-shirt that says moistury on it now.
I was trying to look at poop in the backyard.
Milf's Porch, $5. Fight the Flat Earth in debates. You have to calm down a bit. You're having your point, but I always have a feeling that you cannot calmly wait for the final kill. No, I do want to get that fatality in. I know I've still got stuff to learn about debates, but I think if you go back and look at my first debate, which was against Flat Out Hero last November, and compare that to how I debate now, I've listened to people like Sean telling me what I'm doing wrong in debates, and I have tried to get better. But yeah, I'm passionate about it, and I want to fucking jump on them when they say something stupid.
We were actually talking about this last night. Fight, you weren't present, but we were talking about you. It was live. It wasn't behind.
Oh, you should have heard the shit.
But yeah, we brought up the fact that you still get sidetracked down the multitude of rabbit holes that they lead you down to avoid a topic.
I try not to though, right? You see that I try not to sometimes.
Yeah, I get irate in the chat, and you eventually see them.
Yeah, I mean,
and then go back to topic.
You're right, because what a flat earther will do is they say something stupid and then you want to rebut that, but then they'll interrupt you saying a bunch more stupid stuff. And my brain just goes, tell them they're fucking wrong. Tell them they're fucking wrong.
But your mouth says, "Oh, let's talk about that instead."
Yeah, exactly. It's like talking to someone with the worst ADHD in the world when you're talking to a flat earther.
Say it with me now. Say it with me now. No. We're talking about this.
No. We're talking about this.
More feeling.
No, you fucking idiot. We're talking about this.
There you go.
No. We're talking about
now,
this.
I am debating JM Truth on Monday, being moderated by BM Furball.
Sounds like a dumpster fire.
Yeah, so I am going to try and make this my best debate ever, right? I'm going to take everything that I've learned, everything that you guys have always said to me, and I'm going to try and make this my personal best ever debate performance. All right, so what advice can you give me going into debating JM Truth?
Do you want to go first, Sean?
Verbal doesn't want me to watch. Oh, I'm going to be watching both eyes, man. I think Verbal will be a good moderator. He's got a lot of experience in dealing with people. Yeah. So I actually have high hopes for Verbal.
Right.
But as for you specifically, Craig, like I told Kat in this about his debate that he just had, and really the best game plan going forward is, if the debate is about the singular topic, your presentation should be only about providing evidence for your position on that topic. Don't worry so much about what he's going to say until the actual rebuttal phase. Don't try to preempt anything. Don't try to game plan for anything other than, here's what I go with, this is why I go with it, and here's what I have to support it. Okay.
I'm going to try and talk a lot about the Marcus and Morley experiment and how it doesn't prove the ether. And in fact, showed that the ether wasn't a thing. How do you think I should best approach that?
My advice, have citation ready.
Yeah, I've got all the papers and everything that I've been pouring over.
Have the actual papers, and actually that would be one where you go with the common flat earth claim is that they say this experiment showed no rotation to the earth. However, when you actually look at their results and their report, their paper, and you start showing where it says in that paper that they take the earth as rotating, and where they're actually what they are actually looking for, and the results they actually got. Just show the audience how they continually get the representation of that experiment completely fucking wrong.
Okay.
Cat. I'm changing the topic. I'm sorry.
I think Cat's left now. I don't think Cat's here anymore.
Well, damn him. Okay, never mind.
All right, so
continue on.
I can. So you're saying I can attack the flat Earth argument a bit in my statement?
Yes, because it is the common trope that they make the claim about this experiment to be X. However, when we actually look at what the people who originally performed it said themselves, as noted by the report that they generated that is published, here is what it actually says.
Okay. I know how I would describe what the Marcus and Morley experiment was. What's the best way of putting that to them to kind of explain how it was put together and what their thought process was? Because they both knew that the Earth was rotating and going around the sun, right? That wasn't really in question on what the experiment was about. The experiment was to detect the presence of the aether, right?
Yep.
It literally wasn't anything to do with the rotation of the Earth.
Well, that is the beautiful thing about the intro to the paper written by Michelson, is all of that is laid out right there. So for anyone to try to say that the purpose of the experiment was to have anything to do with the rotation of the Earth is patently false, because as you can see right here in these opening paragraphs, the authors themselves accept that the Earth is rotating and orbiting the sun. What they are actually looking for is indications of a medium that the light is traveling through between the sun and the Earth. Yeah. And then you go into the explanation of how they set up the experiment to detect said medium if it were in fact there. Yeah. Then the results were, of course, the famous null result, which means by repetition and a continued null result, there was no medium that the light was traveling through.
Yeah, because obviously if the premise of the experiment was that as the Earth is rotating the sun, if there's a medium that occupies space, then as Earth goes through that medium, it will create an aether wind. The same way as if your car is driving fast, you can feel a wind, if you put your hand out the window. So
correct.
So what they did was, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I want to make sure that I get it right. They used a coherent light source and split it into two different lanes, bouncing off 4 different lasers, with it recombining. 4 different mirrors, sorry, not lasers, with it recombining. And they had it on a rotating concrete slab, which they moved into and against the perceived aether wind. Meaning that if it was in the aether wind, then it would slow the light down with one of the passages, right?
Yes, they were trying to get an early interference type of effect that would be present if there was that interaction with a medium, creating the drag that is how they were trying to detect through their apparatus. And they did it at different positions of the Earth's orbit to maximize that potential of having that deflection be as maxed out as possible. They got nothing.
Okay.
It didn't matter where the Earth was in its orbit. It didn't matter the rotation of the Earth. The deviation that they were generating was by their own movement of the apparatus itself.
Yeah, because they were expecting, like a 30% kind of interference, but they got like 2%, which they chalked up to basically experimental error, right?
Yeah, it was within the standard deviation.
Yeah. But it's that 2% that a lot of flat earthers will jump on, saying that still shows that there is something there.
Yeah, it's called human error.
Yeah. I think that's the best way to counter it. And what about, I've heard a lot of flat earthers try and conflate the kind of the Sagnac effect and what's going on in an interferometer.
Well, the beautiful thing with that is there are, I know they don't like it, but there are animations that show how the Sagnac effect presents the way it does. And if you don't trust the animations and the sources of this material, you can actually create one yourself fairly cheaply using fiber optics and creating your own interferometer and have it on a rotating tabletop to where you can, if you align it correctly, you can actually completely counter Earth's rotation and actually get a zero interference pattern to where all you get is the point of light that is your initial source going through the fiber optic cable. But then once you start moving the apparatus around at different velocities and in different directions, you can directly see and watch the growth and then retraction of the interference pattern as you are moving the apparatus itself. And you can see that direct correlation of the change in the interference pattern with the motion of the apparatus itself.
How easy do you think it would be to set something like that up?
Financial, less, depending on your access, what you want to use for the light source into the fiber optic cable, a couple $100 or less.
I think that's something that we could easily do. Okay. Yeah, I just basically everything that you said is along with my understanding of the Malcolm Morley experiment. I've read the papers, I've read all the flat Earth arguments about what they think it is, and I think I'm prepared to rebut anything that he says because he is 100% sure that the Malcolm Morley experiment and Airy's failure both proved that there was aether, but both of them did exactly the opposite, right?
Exactly, and that's where part of your presentation, if he were to go down that road to correct it, would be have the original frickin' papers right there and have highlighted the sections where it pointedly says that no, they accepted that the Earth was rotating and that the Earth was orbiting the sun and that what they were actually trying to detect was ether. They got no result, ergo why it is Airy's failure and why the Michelson-Morley is the infamous null result experiment.
Brilliant. Thank you, Jared. That is basically cemented what I thought, and I appreciate you. It's always good to hear it in another person's words. It kind of helps you get your thoughts in order. But with that, guys, it is 5 to 5 in the morning. The sun has actually come up already for me. So I don't think we've had any other super chats. Let me just double check.
Speaking of the sun coming up, your Flerfs tonight said that he's never witnessed the higher sunrise, and still dark on the ground. Can you point him to my channel? I've got the multiple sunsets and I've got the multiple sunrise videos where the drone can see light, but the ground doesn't.
They just deny reality so much and then call us stupid because we can't deny it the same way they do.
Well, I have a question, because what area of the United States does this guy claim to live in? Because by that thumbnail, I couldn't really pin it down, but for him to say, oh, I've never seen a mountain cast a shadow up is like, well, you kind of have to live near some for that to happen. And two, you can still see sunlight on the underside of clouds if you are intellectually honest enough to actually look and not deny what your eyes are actually showing you.
But Jared, we don't even need clouds. Remember when we were in Tennessee?
True.
After sunset?
Oh my God.
True. We did have that beautiful shadow streaking across above our heads.
Do you guys see Brady Burger
above the horizon? Yes. Are you a virgin to the brain burger?
Yeah, that's actually quite terrifying. I'm gonna
Hi, how's it going?
I'm gonna have nightmares now.
You'll never eat Big Macs again.
Oh my God!
Actually, it's not even on the. There we go. Retargeted. I actually didn't have it on the good mode. Now it'll track my face better. Hello.
Oh, that is terrifying.
Hi. Happy face.
Yeah. But no, it really is bedtime now. Thank you guys for coming on. Thank you, Jared, Sean, Brainy, Logical, and
thanks for having me
on now. I'll be back. Well, I suppose it's Sunday now, so I'll be back tomorrow with my debate against JM Truth, and then I've got a new episode of Flerfs Are Idiots on Tuesday. Jared, what you got coming up on your channel, bud?
As of right now, Friday is the next installment of VTW. Saturday is Kanar with Damar. And now that the projects are at work are actually running smoothly, I can actually start going through some of the footage to get back to posting content on the AT2 Moto channel.
Cool. I enjoy watching that, the AT2 Moto. If you guys aren't subscribed to AT2 Productions and AT2 Moto, please do that. Jared, feel free to pop your links in the chat. Brainy, what you got coming up on your channel?
I am not muted. Okay, good. That's a good start. I am still trying to finish my D Marbles cribs. I have a garage in real life that is full of frames of honey. I sent Fight a picture of that. He's seen it.
Yeah.
I'm inundated with sugary wonderfulness. But beyond that, no, I'm working on my D Marbles Flat Earth cribs. I am going to try to be getting a stream done one of these days here. And I still have that Stephen Pennington guy that I do need to get back to and book a stream. He only has a phone. It'll be a little interesting. But hopefully I can get him in for a few questions. He is straight up either the biggest Poe in the world or straight cray-cray. So that'll be fun.
Fun, awesome.
So all you need now is a Coke and a smile.
Yeah. I like this bear.
Have you got your own bees and stuff then?
Yeah. I've got 15. Well, last time I checked, I have been out to one of the sets of hives, and I haven't been out to the other. But I have 15 working queens last time I checked, and possibly another 4 or 5 hives. So I might have as many as 20 working hives right now. And last year I did about 1,250 pounds of honey, and this year it was a bit of a droughty season, so I'm hoping for at least 1,000 pounds, maybe more.
Awesome.
It's pretty crazy.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, but hand cranked. I don't have any machines yet, so I've got the extractor with the crank on it, and it's sitting there going as you lean over top of it and crank your life away.
Oh, this sounds
now
fun.
we do have a very particular question from the chat about that, Brainy. How much of this honey is going to be poured on you when you hit your next subscriber special?
None of the honey, because honey is too fucking expensive, and I sell that for profit. But I'm going to be making large quantities. In fact, probably in the range of 5 to 10 gallons of sugar syrup that I will definitely pour over myself. That has the exact same consistency as basically like maple syrup. It's going to be pretty rough. In fact, I realize it's going to be in about a month or so from now at the rate we're going, maybe even a little later, and it's going to be Wasp City. So it's going to be, it could turn into quite a dramatic event. Let's put it that way. It's happening before the snow flies, I'm telling you.
Yeah. It sounds interesting. I'd like to talk to you a bit more about your bees at some point. Thank you very much, Carl.
Yeah, we can chat.
Sean,
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You did a new parody recently, didn't you?
Yeah, the last one I did was... Oh, good Lord, I don't remember. I've done so many. I was actually planning on starting another one tonight. Dealing with Flatzoid FE.
Oh, cool. I've got a question. Why has no one ever done a parody of the Life of Riley by the Lightning Seeds about Anthony Riley?
I thought about it, but I couldn't get a lot of words to go very well into it.
Oh, I'm sure we could come up with something good for that.
So Riley got the dumber boy treatment.
Yeah. If you guys don't know, Sean does a bunch of musical parodies of songs based around flat earthers. He also does a lot of brilliant observations with his drone. And one of my favorite things to just put on in the background.
Why are they saying I wear a wig?
I don't know.
Not a wig.
It's just
Jesus Christ.
People can't believe that you have such fantastically phenomenal hair.
Yeah. And a voice like that. It's like, we're all jealous, Sean. We all wish we were you.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite things on your channel, and I sometimes just have it as a screensaver in the background, is your 24-hour, your time lapse of the Himawari 8.
Well, I stopped doing those like 3 years ago because the people that run Himawari actually started to do their own, so I didn't feel the need to make them anymore.
Aye. I still go to your channel if I need one, and like I said, I just have it on in the background, and I think it's awesome. Himawari destroys.
They were putting out, they're releasing all the pictures, and then they started to actually compile their own videos, like probably almost 6 months after I started doing my time lapses by using their pictures. So I was like, screw it, I don't need to do it anymore.
Yeah.
So stop doing it.
Well, you did a good job. Anyway, guys, make sure you check out Sean Hufford, 82 Productions, and Brainy Beaver. Thank you, everyone, for joining me tonight. It's been a lot of fun, and I will see you soon. Remember, stupidity is not a right. Fight the flatter. Fight the flat. Fight the flat. Fight the flat. Fight the